morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Lit in English. This is, um, sorry for the delay, but I finally got to fix my computer, and thank you for joining us today. We have finally completed the sixth barrier and four um, the four principle, which are very, very important. Those are the foundation for us to understand the foundation, the very foundation of the principle to take control back of our life. And today we will moving forward to the three semantic reference system. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining us on this amazing journey of understanding ourselves. All right. So let's get started. Okay, just a quick recap on what we did in the past day 5. So on day 5, we went over the principle of transformation. And this is directly related to one of the big three semantic reference system, which we will go over today. Therefore, let us dive in a little bit deeper on the transformation principle. Okay, so the transformation principle, just a quick recap, is that in order to reach transformation, we have to have our understanding. In order to have our understanding of anything, we need to go through a phase of enlightenment where we have a realization, and that lead to our total understanding of it. And an important process to reach enlightenment is contemplation, as in we thinking about it, we question it, we question what we about to do or what we want in life. For example, what kind of success do you want? And thanks to our teacher, coach, and mentor, we realize that there are two types of contemplation: negative contemplation and positive contemplation. Negative contemplation also lead you to transformation. However, that will give you to the transformation or the outcome that we are not prefer. On the other hand, the positive contemplation is the contemplation that will get us to the goal that we want to get to. For example, if I want to be fit and healthy, and I ask the question, how can I be fit and healthy? That will be considered to be positive or negative. What do you think? I want to be fit and healthy. So many people would argue that that is a positive contemplation, that is a positive questioning, because I want it to be fit and healthy. However, under a deeper level, in a deeper layer, that would be considered to be a negative contemplation, because by saying to yourself that you want to be fit and healthy, it also means that you are admitted to yourself that you are not fit and healthy. Therefore, even though your desire to be fit and healthy, but deep down in your inner self, in the way that you truly feel inside, you might have think, or you may have believe deep down that you are not fit and not healthy. So you see there's a contradictory there when it's come to contemplating or redirecting our thought toward thing that we truly wanted. So one trick that I learned from my mentor that I found very effective is that instead of saying that we want to be fit and healthy, we should say to ourselves that we want to be more fit or being more healthy or healthier. There's the power to the word more. For example, let's say someone wants to be happy. You know, instead of saying I want to be happy, which might sound very positive, but by saying that you want to be happy, it is admitted to yourself that you are not happy and you have the desire to be happy. So instead of saying I want to be happy, you should say that I want to be happier. So, and by doing that, by saying that, we align what we want to be, and we also admitted to the possibility of where you want to be. Right? Just like the I want to be happier. Saying I want to be happier is the equivalent of admitted to yourself that, you know what, deep down I am already happy. I just want to be happier. It's kind of like looking at the cup half full instead of half empty. And you know what, if you have a cup half full, you can fill it up. You can say that, hey, I want more water. You already have water in that cup half full. So pretty much that is the main um the main thing that I want you to get out of the transformation principle. It is great, and the key is to have the right contemplation, the positive contemplation, because that will lead you to the right transformation. And I'm saying this because I do have a personal experience with it, as I told you about my my attempt to work out and attempt to try to lose weight in 2016, and that didn't last. That only lasted for about 2 months. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have long lasting transformation that go in toward the direction that we want our life to be. And we will be able to do that through questioning, to positive contemplation. All right, let's move on to our journey toward the 3 semantic reference system. So I would like to invite you to grab a piece of paper. And let's write the re use the red one. Semantic reference system. Right. So the tree semantic reference system is the foundation of all of our principles. This is a it's kind of like a perspective, but it is more like a foundational perspective when we look at things. So if you can think back of the to the principle of light, when we learned about the dark room and how to lit up the dark room, turn it to a light up room. And I have used the example of, you know what, a lot of time we don't know that we are in a dark room. Kind of like a fish doesn't know that it is in the water, or us ourselves, many times we don't know that we are surrounded by air. Therefore, the tree semantic reference system is a reference system that can help us make sense of everything around us, whether it is material or whether it is immaterial. And the way that I view this tree semantic reference system is kind of like, let's imagine kind of like a triangle, because we live in a three-dimensional world. It is important to look at things around us by three area. So let's say we have the root formula here, and then up here we have the human structure, and over here we have, actually this is the triangle of reality. All right. So each of this is kind of like a reference that help us look. It's kind of like an eye that help us look outward, and it's kind of helping us verifying the object that that we are looking at. So it is like a reference point to make sense of things. For example, back when we introduced the 7 holistic wealth, we kind of like discover what success really, and we was look at the idea success, and in three areas. And let me see if I can find it on my my old note here. Okay. All right. So on I think day 2, when we went over the 7, when we went over the 7 holistic wealth, we kind of like lightly tap into the idea of success. And back then I was using the 3 semantic reference system to quickly analyze it. We didn't have a chance to go in deep, but just to share that we can use the 3 reference system to have a deeper understanding of anything around us. And in this case, we take a look at success and we realize that, you know what, in order to be successful, you have to be able to have the knowledge. So there's a notion, you have to understand the notion of success. And then in order to be successful, you have to have good relationship, because it is not about what you know, it is all about who you know. That is another the point of view looking at success. And then of course there's profession. People spend years and years to get to their profession, and that's just how they become successful. And we will definitely analyze it a little bit further. But again, the beauty of the 3 semantic reference system is we can look at an idea or a principle and we can have a clear understanding of what it is. Okay. And the 3 semantic reference system is how we are able to understand the principle of life. That is how we are able to understand the transformation principle, as well as the 3 holistic wealth, right? And even as amazing of the principle of knowledge, where we literally understand where knowledge is coming from and how to access it. And most importantly, we learn how enlightenment come to be through lesson understanding, and how the 3 brain operate. All of this and many, many more of the principle that we will go over are based and are developed by the 3 semantic reference system. So just a quick introduction of the 3, but today I would like to start out with the very first one out of the 3, and that is the root formula. And this is important enough so that we going to start writing the our title on top of the page. So this is the root formula. Okay, so what is the root formula? The root formula is a way for us to get to the very root of the problem or the root of the way to everything. Or let's just use this example, and then we will go from there. Let's look at the principle of light again. So during the principle of light, we got to learn something very, very important. We learned that if we were to simplify our problem in life, our problem that we have to deal with in life, we can simplify it to only 4 categories, and those are the inner self, health, relationship, and finance. Prior to understand this knowledge, we was quite lost, or me myself, I was quite lost, because there was just so many problems that I had to deal with. There's so many things that was coming up, and I couldn't quite understand where they are all coming from. But through the root formula, we were able to go to the very root of the problem, and we realize that it is inner self, it is health, it is relationship, and it is finance that we can categorize at the very, very foundation, at the very root of the problem. So the root formula is one of the 3 semantic reference system that we can use in order to get to the very root of it. And the important of it is, if you have something that you want to work on, to make an improvement on, the root problem will show you how to get to the bottom of it and starting to eliminate the problem. But let's say, what if there's something beautiful that you want to work toward? How can you get to the very foundation of it and building it up from the ground up? The reference system of the root formula will be able to help you to do that. So for example, the way Jeff Bezos built Amazon, he didn't build it like right away. He didn't spend like billions and billions of dollars to build distribution center and then start selling all kind of product online on Amazon.com. What he started out is that he started out with a website, Amazon, that start with selling book. He started with something small that can be easily mailed out, easily to store. And then he expand his business on top of that model. And he began with something very, very critical, the root of it, or the very foundation of Amazon would begin there. And I would argue that using the root formula, we would be able to brainstorm and figure out the right beginning of Amazon, just like what Jeff Bezos did. Okay, so in order to understand it a little bit deeper, let's go ahead and do some drawing. So let's say that we have a tree here. And let's give it some leaves. And then in this tree, there are some root. And let's call this the mango tree. Okay. Now this is our mango tree, and we want to have a sweet mango tree. Unfortunately, when we have our fruit, when the tree grow up, is form some kind of fruition, and instead of having a sweet mango, we have sour mango. And my question to you is, how can we turn this sour mango into sweet mango? All right, so the example of the mango tree is a figuratively example that we want to demonstrate in life, because you know what, in life there are four main categories that we want to improve, and those are inner self, health, relationship, and finance. Okay, so let's use health as an example. So let's imagine that our health is very much like the mango tree here. So we want to have great health, but instead of having great health, we being overweight, for example. And that would be the equivalent of having a mango tree, and we wanted the fruit to be sweet, but instead it becomes sour. All right. So what can we do to make our sour mango into sweet? What do we do? What are our options to deal with this? So after asking this question to many people and hear their responses, I've learned that these are the most common answer that I receive. So let me know if you have any other response, or if you agree with this. So the number one response that I often get is, we can add sugar. Add sugar. And that would make a lot of sense, right? Because you know what? If you have a sour mango, then just add some sugar and it will become sweet. And then a second common response that I will get is that, you know what? You can just trade your sour mango for sweet and then number three, in order to get that sweet mango, we can take care of the tree. We can give us some fertilization. So let's write that down. Fertilization. Or if you don't like the sour mango, change your taste. Learn how to enjoy that sour mango, right? Some people will say that. Or number five, some people would do drafting. So drafting is a technique that that you can bring a branch of one tree and draft it into another tree. And I watched a video of the production of lime to the US a couple of years ago. And it was so interesting of how the demand for lime was going up. And instead of rushing to plant some lime tree, the farmer in Mexico did the drafting technique, and they draft the lime onto an orange tree because the orange tree is bigger and it can provide more nutrition, and instead you more lime in their product. And thanks to that, they was able to support the high demand of lime in the US market. So yeah, drafting is kind of work, instead of a sour mango tree, you can draft the sweet mango branch um, on it, and then you will have both sour and sweet mango at the same time. All right, so lastly, that would be plant a different tree. So those are the 6 most common solutions that ones would come up with to turn the sour mango into a sweet mango. And again, let me emphasize on this idea. Yes, we are talking about the mango tree, but we are using the mango tree as a reference to demonstrate that there's the root of all causes. And similar to the mango tree, there are 4 main categories in life that we had to be proactive on, and those are our inner self, our health, our relationship, and our finance. And using using the example of the mango tree, we want to see if the usual solution will be able to solve the problem or not, solve the issue or not. So in the case of the mango tree, these solutions make a lot of sense because it is simple to just add sugar to the sour mango in order to have a sweet mango. And it is simple to just trade the sour mango for sweet. It is easy to just take care of the tree and hope that it will yield sweet mango fertilization. It makes sense to just change taste, get used to that sour mango, or drafting or plant a different tree. However, if we were to wanting to take care of our health, then these formula, these solution doesn't really quite work, because if we don't have good health, then what kind of sugar can we add to get our body to get like in a better shape? And what about the solution number 2, trade sour for sweet? How can we trade our bad health to for a good health? Who would be willing to do that with us, right? And taking care of our body, fertilization, like taking supplement, that's part of it. That's like a one of the way to get a better health. However, that is only one of the many things that we need to do to get a better health, because from my experience, there are people who become very sick and then they go to the hospital, they get some help, they take some medication, and when they go home, they fall back to their bad habit again and they become sick again, which means that the solution that we are offering, they are not permanent, they are only temporary. Number 4, change taste. That is kind of like just get used to how your health, how you feel inside. That's not really a solution. Drafting and planning a different tree. That is very unthinkable when it's come to health at this time. So as you can see, there is something very, very wrong with the way we approach things in our life. And I want to bring you back to the principle of light. All of the solution that we're mentioning just now, they are a solution of being reactive to the problem. What we want to do, we want to be proactive. We want to lit up that dark room. And the root formula, it help us get to the very bottom of it. And thanks to our teacher, coach, and mentor, we learned that when we trying to look for the root of the problem or the root of it all, we realize that what directly influenced the mango tree to be either sweet or the sour is not at its root. What would give us a sweet mango is the very seed of it. Okay, so if you have a sweet mango seed, then the fruition of it will be very sweet. However, if the seed of the mango is sour, then you are guaranteed to get a sour mango. Similarly, when it's come to health, if the seed of your health, which is the information that you have about health, the activity, the behavior that you are doing when it's come to health, those are the seed information that will come to fruition and give you the health, the body that you are having right now, right at this moment. What about your inner self, the way that you feel about yourself, the way you feel inside, your understanding of your inner world, whatever belief that you have, that you nurture, whatever seed that you plant in your mind, it will reflect, it will come to fruition, and it will shape the way you are. And similarly, relationship, what is the seed of your relationship? What is your belief about those relationship? Do you have a good principle when it's come to relationship? Do you have a good understanding of what a good relationship would look like? And those will directly influence your result of it. Finance the same way. And the lesson that I want you guys to get out of this is, for everything that you have to deal with in life, or whatever outcome, whatever result that you are having right now, right at this moment, understand that it's started with a seed in the past. Everything that we did in the past is the causes for all of the outcome that we are having to face with today. Okay, so let's just imagine that you have good health, you have good inner self, you have good relationship, and you have good financial freedom. We can make it better. Or if you have anything that you want to improve, any area of improvement that you want to work on, you will know how to work on it. Because now that we has established the very foundation of the root formula, we realize that many of the change that we usually go for, those are only temporary. What we want to have, what we want to move toward, is that permanent change. So instead of just fertilize the soil, taking care of the tree, and hope for it to give you that sweet fruition, what we truly need to do is to work on the seed. In another word, we want to be proactive rather than reactive. And you might say that, hey, Ben, it's easier said than done. I want to be proactive, but what do I do? What do I need to do to be proactive? And similar to what I share with you in the principle applied, the way that we are going to be proactive is that we are going to work on our inner self, our health, our relationship, and our finance. That is the bigger picture. And if we go into a more detailed plan, then we are going to work on our wisdom, our presence, our nobility, virtue, capability, physique, material. And the only way that we can dive in deeper to these topics and taking back control of our life is through the three semantic reference system. Because through the three semantic reference system, we will be objective. We will be able to look at the very, very root or the very source of everything in itself. And by working on that very foundation, that very seed that will yield the sweet fruition, this is how we will achieve permanent change. And I will leave you with this, because tomorrow we will dive in the formula of the root formula, the very formula that we are getting, similar to the four principle, like the principle of light, how to activate the human brain, transformation principle. We will dive in much deeper with the formula of it. And just a quick reminder too, for our program, we will have Saturday and Sunday off US time. So I will see you guys every day from Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And thank you so much for joining us on this journey. And I am super excited to dive in deep the three semantic reference system. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.